We're here with Kia, who've just introduced their updated Sorento. There's some exterior and interior updates, including soft touch plastics and new bumpers. The new vehicle's 20mm longer and it's considerably smoother on the road. But let's get on the road and see what we think. They're not calling this midlife facelift a midlife facelift.
No, they've got another fancy title for it.
What
now.
They call it?
Very good question.
It was a model enhancement.
Model enhancement.
Model enhancement.
Yes.
So we've got new bumpers.
New front and rear.
20mm longer.
Mostly in the rear seats and in the boot.
Yep.
Yep. Which is noticeable, actually.
Yeah, which must mean the metalwork's considerably, like they said there were changes in the metalwork.
Yep.
There's lights. The lights have changed.
And the change in lights actually looks really good. It makes it more streamlined and a bit sleeker and a bit more stylish.
Awesome.
Yeah, it just lifts it a little bit.
Was it just me, or do those tail lights look a bit like a Q7?
A little bit, yeah.
I mean, no
copy,
probably.
Yeah.
But, well, I mean, they have an Audi designer on board.
True.
Inside, we've got a change in some of the plastics. They said that they're a bit softer. Now, I noticed there are some things that were soft, but I couldn't notice any difference between this and the previous model in terms of softness.
No. But an 8-inch screen that's more integrated now.
Which is...
So 8-inch on the GT line, 7-inch on the others.
Yeah, but that's also bigger than on the previous model.
True.
Up an inch on the previous model. Yep. Standard CarPlay now.
Yes.
Which and look, millennials demand to be connected.
Yeah. And greater safety, forward collision warning, which we just found out works exceptionally well.
Well, yes, it's active.
Yes.
It nearly pushed our noses into the windscreen. Now, we didn't expect that, and I don't think that was a particularly urgent situation, but, there you go.
Yeah, it does.
But it does go to prove that in the city, if you're, happen to have your nose in one of these things...
Which you shouldn't,
but people do. That it definitely works.
But the good thing is they brought all those enhanced safety features in from across the range.
Yeah. Well, of course,
it's not a walk up to the better stuff. The families are important to buy the smaller, cheaper versions and more expensive versions.
I was surprised when Damien Meredith, the CEO, said that the top model with the diesel has continued to be their best seller.
Yeah. And in fact, 70% of the private buyers buy that diesel.
Yeah.
And it's an awesome diesel, which is great. While we're talking about that, a new 8-speed gearbox.
It's fabulous.
Very smooth.
Now,
and the previous 6-speed was awesome.
It was, but we experienced that 8-speed in the Stinger the other day.
Yep. Yes.
Which I thought was just amazing. And it's done things to improve fuel consumption. Otherwise, the fuel consumption would have gone up.
Yes.
That V6 petrol is now 3. Sorry, that's a sat nav. The 3.5 V6 is a little bigger.
But around the same sort of. It's about the same, just a bit more. Well, actually, it's not even more efficient. No. It's a little bit less fuel efficient and a similar sort of power and torque. So, I mean, to me, I don't know why you would not buy the diesel, to be honest. I mean, this is smooth.
Lander too, yeah.
But I just don't understand why you would buy the petrol over.
So just remind me what we're in now, which trim level?
This is the SLI petrol.
SLI petrol now, that's a 2-wheel drive.
Yes. So
the petrols are 2-wheel drive and the diesels are all-wheel drive, is that right?
You can only get an all-wheel drive in a diesel. In a diesel,
right. And that's, I think, Roland Rivero, who's the product guy, said that's worldwide.
Yes.
Seems very strange.
Look, I think it's more than just a product update. There are some significant changes to it. Some have been as it goes along. Like, it is quieter, it is smoother. They've changed some of the suspension tuning for Australian circumstances. Thank you, my dear. They've changed some of the suspension tuning for Australian circumstances, and they've improved the geometry of it. It's a significant improvement on an already very good vehicle.
Well, it's almost benchmarked against itself.
Yeah.
Because I can't think of anything else, not even with the other Koreans, I can't think of anything else that provides the same kind of value for money and performance. And of course, there's the 7-year warranty.
7-year unlimited kilometre.
I mean, that's just been a stroke of genius for them. There's been a record number of car sales this year, 1.19 million.
Yes.
And Kia has continued to grow.
Yeah.
And Kia has continued to grow while the likes of Holden and Ford have continued to fall.
And they've grown in all segments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that Stinger, I think, will do marvellous things for them, but it's in terms of being a halo car.
It's a hero car.
But with cars like this is kind of bread and butter stuff.
Bread and butter for the family.
Yeah.
And you know, 7-seater. It just, if I was in a situation where I had the young kids again and I was doing what I used to do.
Do you want young kids again?
No, I do not.
I've met your daughters.
Yes. Lovely as they are, love them, but you know, you trip people around to the basketball games and all that type of stuff.
And their friends.
And their friends, yep. Yeah. And you've got the 7-seater to do it. This would be it's an ideal vehicle.
At the top one is 56,000. 58,000.
Recommended retail.
And so they're not doing drive-away pricing on these, but of course customers will be able to go to the website and get a drive-away price. I mean, that'll be another 4,000 or so.
Yeah, it'll top 62, I reckon.
So at that price, there is some choice.
There's a lot of choice. Santa Fe, Kluger, two probably key ones.
You won't get a top Kluger for that, though.
No, you will not. No. In terms of value for money, this just hands down is leading the market, I think.
I mean, look, the interior, it looks and feels fabulous, except for that there's just something about the surround for the air conditioning and the sat nav or the LCD that it's just my personal taste. I don't particularly like the shape, but ignoring that, the functionality is fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Functionality is great. Like, they really do make it easy to drive these things.
And I can get to the USB easily.
Instead of having to bend down and tilt your head and put the light on the phone so you can see where it is. And then you put it in 3 times, the right way, the wrong way, then the right way again.
Do you reckon I'm getting it to be a cranky old man? That's something like a USB port?
Of course not, Alan.
No, thank you.
Of course not.
Thank you. Are you lying?
Yes.
Oh, miserable old bastard. Said it before and I'll say it again.
Mate, you're not getting to be. You've passed it.
So what do you think are the best points? If I said, give me 3 best points, what would they be?
Revised style front and back. Does make it smoother and sleeker. A little bit of extra room in the back where a lot of it's going to be used in terms of the rear seats and the load space. And the 8-speed box.
For me, it is even smoother than before.
Yep.
The connectivity is, for me, absolutely vital. I don't think I would buy a car now that didn't have CarPlay.
True.
And the reason for that is that everybody that has a smartphone that gets in to drive a car will be able to get in, plug their phone in, unless it's a wireless one like in BMW, and they'll be able to use their phone and their infotainment system the same way, and it'll have full voice control with Siri.
Yep. And the third thing?
I've got 3 things. And yeah, the 8-speed for me too.
Yeah.
It's a peach.
Yep.
It's a peach. And look, as smooth as that, as the V6 petrol is, I think I'd probably prefer the 147 kilowatt diesel. Only because this is the sort of car that you can easily load the back up. I mean, I'm not likely to use the 7 seats, but I would use the space, and who knows, I might ferry a couple of drunk friends around on Saturday afternoon or whatever. You know, I'm not going to fill it with kids though. I'm not going to have kids, which is a real shame. But I can appreciate that there are people in a market where they might otherwise buy a people mover, they can get this instead.
And be a lot happier doing it.
And be a lot happier doing it. But you can do it if you want for 42,000.
Yeah.
So it starts at 42,000, which means that there's not a lot of 7-seaters around with this much space. I can't think of another one with this much space for 42,000, plus on roads, of course.
No, it's true.
Right, I think over to my outro. Oh, and don't forget, I'll tell you in the outro, but I think we should tell them again. Please subscribe.
And tell all your friends about us.
And if you don't like it, don't tell anyone.
Exactly.
See ya.
Bye.
That's what Rob and I thought about Kia's new Sorento, and with the 7-year warranty, we think it's worth a look. Please subscribe.